By this point, you've heard all the benefits about meditation, how it relieves stress, how it improves focus, but maybe you're still not doing it. And you're probably not doing it because of the time it takes, or maybe you're just telling yourself that you can't sit in one spot and think about nothing for any period of time, let alone 10 minutes, 20 minutes, in some cases up to 40 minutes or an hour. But there's still something that probably draws you about the idea of meditation. And I was in the exact spot where I felt like I was just too busy and I never would make time to meditate. And then I read this book, and it was a Tim Ferriss book called The Tools of Titans. And what he did inside of this book was he went out and he interviewed all these high performers in different regions of the world and different practices. You'd have big finance guys, you'd have entertainers, you'd have doctors, you would have any number of different professions. And 90% of these people had a meditation practice. And that shifted a little light bulb in my head, thinking that if 90% of those people, and these were really, really high performers, had some form of a meditation practice, that means that I've probably got to get one too, because I want to be considered in that. And I'm not there yet, but I needed this meditation practice, thinking that it was one of the things that helped those people. So why wouldn't it help me as well? So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna start out this video by talking about some of the common misconceptions that I know I had about meditation. Then we're gonna go through a little meditation practice together that's gonna last about 3 minutes. And then I'm gonna give you some resources to use that you can start meditating on your own. If you're somebody that hasn't done it yet, there's a number of different ways that you can go about it, different types of meditations that work for different things. But before we even get into that, I've been meditating now for about 5.5 years, and at this moment, I meditate for 40 minutes every single day. And that is while I'm running 2 different companies, and having a wife, and having children, and getting my workout on, and name any other number of things. So when you think about busy people, I'm not trying to point myself up as like, I'm the busiest guy alive, but I certainly have a lot going on, and I find these 40 minutes to actually give me more time throughout every single day. And so I hope they do exactly the same thing for you. So when it comes to one of the misconceptions about meditation that I had when I started was that you have to think about nothing. That if any thoughts get into your mind, then you're not doing the practice right. So the first thing that you need to understand about that changed my mind on it was, one is it's called a practice of meditation, meaning you've never fully mastered it. Because in the ideal philosophical range on meditation, you would have 0 thoughts entering your mind at any time during your practice that would last 20 to 40 minutes, which I can't imagine. I'm sure somebody's done it. I haven't done it myself. But that's the thing that's like the ideal. Recognize that you don't have to be ideal. Naturally, thoughts are going to pop into your mind. It's just the way your mind works. But one of the things that was explained to me, and maybe this will help you out too, is consider your thoughts like your mind like a house with the front door and the back door open. You'll let your thoughts in through the front door, but let them go out the back door. Just don't invite them to stop and have a drink with you. That's basically the idea. They just pass through the spot. The thoughts came through spontaneously. Let them leave your mind the same way that they came in, which is ultimately spontaneously. So that was the first big misconception that I had about meditation. The second one was that it was some type of a religious practice. And at the time, I didn't want anything to do with religion. I've since changed my mind on that. If you want to understand where I come from when it comes to religion, click the button in the pop-out banner right there, and you'll see a video about my journey to find God. But I thought that it was a religious practice, and I just didn't want anything to do with that. But what I've found is that it's just a practice of internalization and the way that you feel afterwards and as a result of that. And because of my meditation practice, I've found that I have been much more patient with other people. And that includes myself, because I was very impatient with myself, thinking my results should be coming faster and better and all of this. But in reality, it's just regular life. And meditation allowed me to really pump the brakes on my patience. And it's allowed me to think a lot more clearly too. My level of creativity has risen significantly since I started meditating. Now, again, this is a practice that's gone on for a long time. So over time, you'll build that up. So if you start meditating and you feel like it's not working in the first 3 days and you just want to throw up your hands, I get it. That's what a lot of people wind up doing. But anything in your life that has proven to give you the results you want has taken time to do. Meditation is no different than that. So the third thing, let's talk about time. Because you say, I don't have time, I don't have time, I don't have time. You've got a million things going on. Everybody's got a million things going on. We live in a world that gives us the chaos of abundance. But making time to meditate. I've got the exact same 24 hours in a day as everybody else. And the people who meditate even longer than me, because I know that there's some monks that meditate like 4 hours a day. Everybody's got the same amount of time. It's simply about how you choose to prioritize it. My bet is that if you pulled out your phone and you looked at the usage data on what you were looking at all day, you would find at least 20 minutes of time that right now you're just sucked into your phone. So instead of using that time towards that, which is a no payoff activity, consider redirecting that 20 minutes into a practice that's going to pay you back way more than you can even possibly imagine right now, and also more than I could really explain to you, because it's something that you have to experience to truly understand it. So these are our big misconceptions about what is meditation, or at least what my misconceptions were. So hopefully it might have cleared some things up if you had any questions with those. What I want to dive into now is a little practice of meditation that we are going to do together. And that is going to be as simple as using your phone. And I do this in my truck when I get home from work because it shifts my energy. When I'm at work, I'm always amped up and everything like that. My wife pointed out that when I get home, the house winds up being amped up as well. And she wanted to stop that. And so I did this little simple practice where I would set a timer on my phone for even just 1 minute. And this is what we're going to do. So I sit in my truck for 1 minute when I get home, set a timer on my phone, and I just breathe. So we're going to do that together right now. I'm going to set a 1 minute timer on my phone, and I just want you to breathe with me. And if you want to get on to the different ways of meditation and the different apps you can use, just fast forward the video and you'll be fine. But if you want to breathe with me for a minute. This is going to be a meditative practice. So the first thing I want you to do is close your eyes. I'm going to set this timer now, and we're just going to breathe together. And we're going to breathe in through the nose. Full exhale through the mouth. And again through the nose. And once again, full exhale through the mouth. All right, our time's up for that. Now, if you did that with me, you probably noticed that you feel noticeably better. Most of the time when we breathe, it's really shallow because it's an an automated response that our body has that just continues to do without us thinking about it. But thinking about the breath and pulling it in deeply through the nose and exhaling it fully, it changes your energy. And by changing my energy, I was able to change the way that the energy was in the house when I got home. And that was really a big benefit of it. So now that we've got that aside, let's talk about the different types of meditation that I've come to practice. And these are ones that are available to you. And I'm sure that there's more and more and more, probably dozens more that I've not heard of yet and don't do. But I'll just give you the ones that I do because I can only share with you the things that have worked for me in the past. So the primary form of meditation that I practice is called transcendental meditation. This was brought over, I believe, from India, and this is something that requires a teacher. So I actually went to 2 days of a class to learn this meditation. It's a mantra-based meditation with the idea that your mind will initially focus on the mantra, and the mantras are supposed to be secret for every single person, so I won't share my mantra with you. But you're supposed to go and just breathe and say this mantra in your mind over and over and over again for 20-minute stints. And this is currently the practice that I use right now. And I'll do 20 minutes in the morning and I'll do 20 minutes in the evening. And it's just this mantra over and over again, which is a single word mantra. I don't even know what the word means. But what's interesting is that after a while, you find that there are no thoughts and no mantra, and you're just breathing, which gets you to the true meditative state that we're all trying to get to when we meditate, but it doesn't happen all the time. You've just got to work at it. Remember, it's a practice. So that's the way that I do it. I'll also implement what's called japa meditation. And japa meditation, I don't know how old it is, but what it is it is also a mantra-based meditation, but it's audible. So I'm going to give you guys an example of what this looks like. If you do it by yourself, or if you do it anywhere, make sure you do it by yourself, because people are going to think you're crazy when you do it. The idea is that japa is a form of manifestation. So if you got something clearly in your mind that you want, whether that's a new job or more money or a specific car or a relationship or a body that you want, whatever it is, you can manifest this in your mind by, on the in-breath, you will think about that thing that you want. So it's like, and in the idea is that you'd be thinking, very, very clear picture about what it is that you want in your life, what you're trying to manifest. And then on the out-breath, you're gonna make the audible sound of God in every written language in recorded history, which is ah. When you think about this, we think about Ra, we think about Allah, we think about Buddha, we think about Krishna, we think about God. All of it has this ah sound. So in japa meditation, again, manifesting what you want, thinking about it as you inhale, it's, and then on the out breath, and it's a long drawn out ah because you want all of your breath to go out. That's ultimately what's going on there. And when I do this, I am visualizing energy waves coming out of me, sending out into the world to let the world know and let God know that what I'm trying to manifest is what I want. Picture it like ordering out of a magazine. If you don't let the magazine know what you order, then chances of you getting exactly what you want, well, those aren't very good. So that's the process of japa meditation. So then when it comes to how to go about doing it, those are the two ways that I'll primarily meditate. But when it comes to the resources and how to do this, you can look up Transcendental Meditation. I'll put a link in the description of this video. There's a teacher near you if you're interested in learning that. There's a cost associated with it. I think when I went through a 2-day course, it was somewhere around $750. It's based on your income. So if you're lower income, you pay less. If you're higher income, you pay more. And then there is a great app that we use on our phones. We first downloaded it for bedtime stories for our kids, but it turns out there's a lot of great guided meditations in this. It's called Calm. I'm not affiliated with Calm. I don't get any kickbacks for you downloading Calm. I'll put a link to this in the description to that app as well. In the description to this video. But that's a great one to have a variety of different meditations. They've got breathing meditations, they've got sleep meditations, they have got walking meditations. Like you can meditate while you walk. It's just about this system of awareness that you have for yourself and the world around you. So I'll put a link to that down there as well. I used to use Simply Being, which is another app, and I want to say that was only like $10 a month, and that was also something that was good. And I would say that one of the most interesting experiences when it comes to an app, and I'll also put a link to the description in this one, is called Synctuition. And this is a really cool auditory experience where you do it with headphones in, and it's a meditative practice mixed with this audible, just like these sounds and these sound environments. And it really immerses you in this. And I've had crazy visualizations when I've been doing Synctuition. So I'll put a link to that as well. Download any of these or meet with a transcendental person, teacher, and try to learn that. Go through, look up japa meditations. There's a couple of them here on YouTube that you can find and just follow along with that will be guided. But above all, I just want to encourage you to reprioritize your time. If you're one of the people that says, I don't have enough time to meditate, just reprioritize that time. Reprioritize it away from your phone, away from the zero payoff activities, and into something that's truly going to be good for you. If you can find even 15 minutes a day to meditate, I promise you, in 3 months, if you do that consistently, your life is going to absolutely transform.